Thanks for tuning in to my channel. Thank you so much. And as you can tell, we're not in the beauty room today. We are cooking again. So today I'm getting ready to fry up some green tomatoes. I am getting ready to make a drink. And I'm going to stuff some mushrooms, and I'm making some green beans. And behind here we have a roast that's been cooking all night. So if you want to see how this turns out, just keep on watching. First, I've already cut up these green tomatoes. They're not really ripe, but we bought them, so I'm gonna go ahead on and show you what I have. So here I have some egg and milk batter. This is plain flour. This is meal with a little Italian style breadcrumbs, a little paprika, and a little garlic salt. That's what's in here, okay? That's what's in there. And I think after stirring it up, I'm going to put a little more breadcrumbs in there, okay? So that's going to be the last dipping. So this is not in order because it's this first, this second, and then this third. So while my grease is getting hot, go ahead on and turn that on. I have already put my green beans on. I put my green beans on already. And in here I have green beans, beef stock, a little 3-pepper blend that I've shown you before, and there's a turkey leg down in there. So we're going to just let that boil. And we're going to put that on a high number 8. So we're going to come back over here, and we're going to open up this sparkling rosé grape, what does it say? Juice cocktail. And we're going to make a mocktail is what they call it. We're going to make a mocktail. So in the picture, we have ice. That's all we have is ice, and we're going to go ahead on and pour all of this in there. Now you can drink that all by itself, but all we really want in here is a little of the kick, okay? So we're going to set this aside. And then we are going to come over and open up our strawberry rosé. Now remember what that was. That was grape. So this is a little flavoring. Let's see if I can open this up. So with this is just flavor. We're going to pop the freshness seal off of there. And I'm going to put that back on, so I'm going to shake it up a little bit. Make sure this is 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 carbs. And it is a flavor infusion. And this is by Skinny Syrups. So we're going to give that a good quarter of this, okay? So the next thing we are going to do is, I'm going to teach you a trick that you learn in bartender school. The next thing we're going to do is the lemonade. We're going to pop the seal on that. We're going to give that a good dose of lemonade. And I'm going to set that to the side as well. So I'm going to teach you a trick here with this honey. So So I'm going to wash my glass, make sure my glass is good and clean. And I'm going to sit it right over here to dry, okay? So while that is drying, I'm going to stir this up. A good cook always tastes before she serves. This is super sweet and it has a strawberry flavor to it. Very, very, very good. So what I'm going to do is teach you how to rim a glass. We're going to get a little honey. Put a little honey in on the plate. Not a lot. And then I'm going to have you stay right there, eyes on that. And I'm going to get me another glass because your glass needs to be dry, okay? And since I tasted it out of there, I'm going to do a couple of more things. You stay right there. Okay, so we're going to come in. You ready? We're going to give that some more ice because it needs to water down a little bit. So we're going to take this glass. Well, let's open this sugar up first. And we're going to pop this label. We're going to pop the label. That's probably enough. I don't have a lot of time to be doing that. So we're going to rim the glass. Stay right there. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll use a little bowl. I'm going to use a little bowl and I'm going to put this sugar in that bowl. Anything you don't use, you can put it back in there. So we're going to sit that there and we're going to rim the glass. Just margarita style. So you take your glass, get all of that. You can use any sugar you want, but you need to use something sticky to keep your so very nice. Look at that. Look at that. That's how you rim your glass. Very, very pretty. Stay right there. And I'm going to show you one more trick, okay? Okay, so I have some extra oranges here. So I'm going to go ahead on and just dump those in that. And I am going to rim this like this. But let's go ahead on and pour our drink first, okay? So we're going to go ahead on and move this out of the way. And we're going to go ahead on and pour our drink. We're going to pour our drink. That's enough. We're going to take our orange and we're going to rim the glass. Now, if I had, of course, one of those little pretty fans, then we could do that. Cheers. This is going to go to the mister. And I'm going to drink that one. I don't need to rim mine. But if you want to impress your husband, you want to have a good night, then you make sure you have a good dinner. Drink stuff out of the way. Since I already took that to the mister. And he thought, oh, how nice, how sweet. And I said, yeah, I want to have a good night. So I got to make sure you have a good dinner. So you're going to take one of these and you're going to dredge it in the liquid. I tried using my tongs, but it kept getting on my nerves. So I want to dredge this really good. This is 2 eggs, and a little half and half. So I do that. I do that. So you only want a little bit on there the first time, because I'm going to dip it again because I want a double coat. So I dipped it again. I'm dipping it twice. Everything is twice. 1, 2. So I'm going to dip it one more time, okay? Dip it one more time. I don't mind getting my hands a little nasty. And then there you go. You're going to do that. So I'm going to take this one. Let's use one with a little red in it. I'm going to dip it once. Drip it. Dredge it just a little bit. Let's dip it again. Let's dredge it again. So what we're dredging it in is plain flour. And then we're going to go ahead on and dip it again so that it sticks to the cornmeal and the Italian breadcrumbs. My grease is already hot. You can tell it. I'm going to, well, I turned it off because I didn't want it to burn. So let's turn it back on. It's probably good and hot. Let's test it. It's good and hot. You see that? We're going to let it get a little hot. And then we're going to do one more. Come on. Let's go ahead on. I wasn't going to film all of this, but I got this working. We dredged it once. I have on navy blue, so I should have some flour on my dress. So we're going to do it one more time, dredge it, and then we're going to put it over there. We want this to fry evenly. So what I'm going to do is take my slotted spoon. You see my green beans over here and my turkey leg. I'm going to break that meat up in just a little bit. That's boiling in beef broth and some onion and peppers. Here is, raise that up just a little bit. That's just cauliflower, y'all. All that is cauliflower, and that water is boiling over there. So I'm going to turn that fire down. Don't be scared. Reach over there and just cut that fire down. Then you can sit it back on there. Cover it up. That's cauliflower. And then so we want everything to fry evenly. I'm going to try to keep from touching it so much right now. So I got 2 of them that's going to be ready to go in there. I'm going to go ahead on and touch it. We definitely want these to fry evenly. Okay, we want these to fry evenly. We want them to be coated. I used to get them from Captain D's when my goddaughter worked there. I would go there every summer. You want this to fry slow because you want them to be a golden brown. So that's all I'm going to put in there. And I turn that fire down to number 4 because I need it to go slow. You want it to cook slow. So I'll be right back. Ready that fast. It's a golden brown color. So I want to go ahead on and I want to turn those over. When I tell you that looks good, that looks good. This is his appetizer. I got my oven on, if you can tell. That oven is already preheated to 325. And so what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to go ahead on and break open these mushrooms. I'm going to take 2 of these mushrooms out like that, the biggest ones. 2 mushrooms. My girlfriend Betty is cringing right now because she calls mushrooms little frog houses. So I'm going to go ahead on. I'm going to break the stem. It should, if this is fresh, it should pop. You hear that pop? It should come out just like that. And these are fresh. Just bought them yesterday. You see that pop? It'll come out just like that. Okay? They're still connected. That lets you know it's a good mushroom. Okay? So we're going to go ahead on and pull that a little bit. And we're going to dump that. So we're going to come back. And I'm going to get the fins. And I'm going to clean the fins out of there. You don't have to. This is just my preference. I am so sure that they don't do that in the restaurant. Those are fins. So inside, you have a perfectly good. Let's go ahead and cut that down because I see these are cooking a little fast. Because I don't want them to cook anymore. I want them to finish cooking right there. They look great. So this is his appetizer. Because he's hungry, I want to go ahead on and give him something to snack on. So I'm going to turn that fire off because I don't, if you can tell, I don't have any more ready. So I'm going to go ahead on and turn that fire off, and I'm going to let that grease drain, and I'm going to cool that off, and I'm going to show you how I plate that. Meanwhile, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to show you that I am stuffing that with some Cajun crab. The protective seal is still on there. We're going to pull that back. We're going to go ahead on, move that out of the way. We're going to take this Cajun crab and we're going to stuff this mushroom. We're going to do the same thing with this one, okay? After we do that, then we take a little Parmesan cheese. Put just a smidgen of that Parmesan cheese. Press it in there so it won't fall off. And then we're going to bake those for about 15 minutes. And this is going to be his snack. Come right back and I'll show you what it looks like. Where I am so far, I am going to make some eggplant fries. This is the same mixture that we used. This is what my fried green tomatoes look like. They look excellent. So this is my flour. And then this is still my egg wash. So we're going to take these and set all of those in the egg wash. But I'm going to bring you over here and let you look at my green beans. They should be ready. Green beans with that turkey leg, and I broke that turkey leg up. And then this is some cauliflower risotto. Okay? So inside of here, and this grease is still hot. I'm going to put it on low because I'm going to need it. Hey Google, stop. That was my timer. So what we're doing here with this eggplant is just putting it in the wash, okay? Putting it in the wash the same way we did the fried green tomatoes. This is just an egg wash. Only thing I'm going to do a little different from this one is I'm going to put just a smidgen of this rosemary salt. This is sea salt and herbs. I'm going to put a little bit of that right there, okay? So we're going to roll it in the flour roll it back in the egg, roll it in the flour, because in here I'm going to put just a smidget of cheese on there. Just a smidget, not a lot. So we're going to roll this in the flour. Roll this one in the flour. Roll that in the flour. And then we're going to roll this. Look at that. So, set that one to the side. You got to be careful. Press it a little bit if you want to, because your hands is going to hold a lot of that, okay? So, I'm going to roll that back in the flour to get it wet. And then I'm going to put it over there. Little flour. Get it wet again. And then we're going to do that, okay? So I'm only going to do about 3 of them because his appetizers are just what it says. It's an appetizer to the meal. And I don't want him to be so full that he won't eat it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that in the grease. It already started cooking. I'm going to drop that one in the grease. And I'm going to drop that one in the grease. So I'm going to take a look at my, look at that, my stuffed mushrooms. I let those stuffed mushrooms cook for 15 minutes. And I'm going to get them out of the oven just as soon as these get done. There's no use in me taking it out of the oven. It can still be cooking as my fries are cooking. And then I'm going to plate his appetizers, and I'll be taking one out already. And here it is, kind of stuck in there. So I'm going to get that. And they start to float a little bit. That's fried green tomato, and these are eggplant fries. So I'm going to sit that right there. I know this is a lot of fried foods, but we're going to take a treat. I'm going to go ahead and turn that fire off. Dinner is also done, so as I plate this, I'm going to go ahead and plate his food too so that you can see that. This is the last one. I'm going to let it cook just for a second while we go over here and check this food, okay? We'll let that cook. So let's look at this. Oh, those green beans look nice and good. Beef broth, onion, and a turkey leg. This is risotto and cauliflower. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put a little butter in that, and I'm going to put a little Parmesan in that. And all of that's going to good and melt in there. Okay, so we're going to stir that up just a little bit. That's going to be excellent. Excellent. I'm going to cut the fire off of that because all I want that cheese to do is melt. And then so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go ahead on and take this one out. They're homemade, y'all. They're homemade. So next, I'm going to show you how I plate this, and we'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. Don't step off. So this is his appetizer. These are fried green tomatoes. This is crab stuffed mushrooms with Parmesan cheese. And these are eggplant fries. And then this is a sauce. And I was going to tell you the name of it, but I don't see what I did with it. When I come back to show you his plate for his dinner, I'll show you what the name of this sauce is. It's very good. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is his plate. I got this knife here just in case that roast is not prepared. So this is his green beans. I'm gonna go ahead on and put these green beans on the plate. I'm not gonna give him a lot of meat in the green beans because he don't need it. This is cauliflower risotto. Remember now, we do not do bread. We don't do bread because he is keto. He is keto, so we do not do bread. So you're going to get a first-hand look at my roast. I'm going to pull it forward just a little bit. That looks great. Look at that. It's breaking up really nicely. Look at that. That nice pink color. That is everything. Well, in here also should be some vegetables. So it's just breaking apart, juicy. Look at that. Look at that. That's how you want to serve your man here. That's how you want to serve it. I put this on last night. And then in here, I got a lot of vegetables. Thus, mushrooms and peppers. So I think that's enough. There you go. This is plated. This is how you feed Sunday dinner for the mister. Okay? So, I love it. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Remember what I always tell you. You only get one journey, so journey well.